So this is lecture 2, genetically modified crops, then risk assessment. This is the usual disclaimer that it is meant for you and it should not be used for any other purpose, copied or posted on any site without the permission of author. And some of the pictures in the presentation may have been taken from public domain websites to make the topic easy to understand. The credit for such pictures nonetheless remain with the original publisher. Alright, so traditionally, whatever we are consuming today, all of us, do we have a certificate that it is safe? The food that we are eating, the food that we are consuming is safe. Hardly anything that we eat today has been assessed for food safety. Anything. If you know something, please let me know. Have you ever seen a certificate that the food that you are consuming is safe for the purpose of consumption? In fact, we are also consuming food which are known to be toxic or allergic or contain anti-nutrients. They are also being used by us, they are also being consumed by us based on our experience and history. So how do we consume food? We don't have any safety certificate. In fact, none of the food material, none of the food items that we are consuming have ever been assessed. So what we do, we have been consuming them, we have been eating them based on our experience, because our parents, they are consuming, our parents, because their parents, they were consuming, and like that. So based on our history, we are consuming. Traditionally, generation after generation, we are consuming. And we are consuming even those foods which are known to have some toxic material, which are known to have some allergic material, or some anti-nutrients. For example, potatoes, there is an allergen. Tomatoes, there is an allergen. Eggs, many people are allergic to it. Milk, people are allergic to it. Peanuts, a very common source of allergen. Fish, another common source of allergen. Some people are allergic to wheat also. Now that fruit kiwi, people are allergic. Tree nuts, people are allergic. So we are still consuming these food based on our experience, based on our history, in spite of the fact that these food items are known to contain some allergens, right? So the question is this: whatever we are consuming, is these food safe, right? And the answer is no. We have never assessed them. Means the answer is that we don't know because we never assess them. We are consuming them because our parents are consuming. Our parents are consuming because their parents they consume, and like that. Same. So whatever we are consuming, is it safe? We don't have any answer for this. Some known allergen, milk, tree nuts, eggs, potatoes, fishes, they contain allergens. And in spite of the fact that we know, we are still consuming. So what is meant by safety? So it's been very carefully defined by OECD. What does it say? The one which, as far as we know, and with the exception of some individuals who may be sensitive or allergic, when consumed in moderation, moderation का मतलब है थोड़े amount में, over a period of time, doesn't result in identifiable harm to the consumer, we can call that food to be safe. So this is a very carefully drafted definition of what is meant by safety. The one which, as far as we know, and with the exceptions of some individual who may be sensitive or allergic, when consumed in moderation over a period of time, does not result in identifiable harm to the consumer. Please understand, when consumed in moderation means, for example, potato curry, potato ka sabji, we all consume. Those who are staying in hostel or who stayed in hostel, they know it better that it is one of the alternate sabji, potato sabji, because it is available all through the year. Okay. So when we consume a wati, one katori or one bowl of this sabji over a period of time, maybe every day, morning, every day, one katori, perfectly all right. So we know that it doesn't cause any harm. But in the same potato, if we consume say 1 kg in the morning in breakfast, half kg in the morning in the breakfast, 1 kg in the lunch, maybe another half a kg during the supper, over a period of time, then the same potato which was harmless in an earlier case when it was consumed, it was being consumed in moderation, the same potato will become harmful when you consume in excess. So therefore, they have very carefully defined this consumed in moderation. Absolute safety of any food material is very difficult to prove. Okay, one can show the absence of evidence of any harm at the most. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम क्या कर सकते हैं कि ये फूड आइटम खाने से कोई नुकसान नहीं होता, ये शो कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये पूरी तरीके से सेफ है ये प्रूव करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. So what are the core consideration when we take up any GM food crop for risk assessment? So what are the consideration? So people are worried. People are worried of, the nucleotides, the DNA that has been inserted, the foreign DNA genes. What is the source of those genes? If there is one gene, what is the source? And if there is more than one gene, what are the sources? Molecular characterization means individual nucleotide, complete sequence, not even a single nucleotide should be missing. What is the insert size? What is its copy number? Where it has got integrated? How stable it is? All this information is needed by the regulatory agency. Then, since we are talking of food crop, food or feed composition means proximate analysis. Means the analysis of the nutrients in it, we call them as proximate. What are the key nutrients and anti-nutrients which are present and its comparison with the non-GM. And when you allow it to be fed by animal performance, some sensitive animals which are very sensitive to the food they consume, experiments are done with that. What happens when they consume this genetically modified food? So this data is needed. Then that protein, that gene code for, that foreign gene, what is its history? What is its function and specificity? What is its mode of action? What is its expression level? And what is its toxicological and allergic profile? All this needs to be submitted, all this needs to be evaluated, experimentally verified, data generated, compiled, and the dossier is submitted to the regulatory agency of that country which will evaluate it. And if they're satisfied, all right. If they're not satisfied, they may ask for some more experiments to be conducted. So this is as far as the human health is concerned, these three core criteria. And then there is a separate assessment for its impact on the environment. So yesterday, towards the end of my lecture, I told you what are the concerns. The main concern is of the environment and the human health. So these are the consideration for human health, and there is a separate, what you can say, assessment consideration criteria parameters for assessing the impact on the environment. So let us see one by one in little more details. Molecular characterization. So what they look for? Rigorous molecular characterization of the insert is needed. Okay. What are the components? What is the transformation system? How that foreign gene was transformed into crop plant, whether it is agrobacterium mediated or whether it is microparticle bombardment. We have seen both of them. What is the molecular characterization of the inserted DNA in terms of number, how many copies have been inserted, and what is the composition of the insert, how that cassette has been made, what is the promoter, what is the terminator, are there any spacers, then whether there is a plant selectable marker, what is its promoter, what is terminator. So every single nucleotide that has been inserted should be accounted for. And then its stability. So it is done by going for segregation analysis and integron stability. So all these experiments are done over a period of time. Data is generated, they are compiled, and then they are submitted to the regulatory agency. Now, what is the information that is required? All genetic elements, as I said, promoter, leader, terminator, marker, all genetic elements that has been, those are part of the insert, should be well defined. Then detailed map of the plasmid that has been used for transformation, उसका detailed map चाहिए, indicating location where the insert has been ligated in the plasmid, its orientation, size of all genetic elements is needed. Then restriction enzyme sites, location of the primer used in PCR, regions used as probe, all this information is required by the regulator. The second component is allergenicity. Okay, this is one of the important components of overall risk assessment. Potential life-threatening allergies, food-borne allergies are rare. You know, if you eat something and it has got you are allergic to some component of it, you may develop an immediate hypersensitivity reaction, but it will not be life-threatening. Very rare. But what is important is that a food allergen should not enter the food supply. और food chain में allergen नहीं आना चाहिए. ये important है. इसके लिए allergenicity या allergen testing genetically modified food crop का करना बहुत जरूरी है. So let us understand what is allergic reaction. What is allergic reaction? Allergic reaction is a specific adverse immune reaction. Your immune system responds to a given protein. That is called as a foreign protein. Okay, so all of us has got a very robust immune system. Okay, and if a foreign protein enters, so our immune system will mount a response. Yeah, adverse immune response is called as an allergy, and it is of two types. You have what is called as an immediate hypersensitivity reaction, which is usually IgE mediated. Antibodies IgE, and there is a delayed hypersensitivity reaction, which is cell mediated. So most of the allergic reactions caused by food, they fall under this category, immediate hypersensitivity reactions. Okay, and they are caused by specific IgE antibodies. Now, the occurrence of these foodborne allergens is between 2 to 4% in adults and 4 to 8% in children. But this data is of the US and Europe. We don't have an authentic data for our country. But roughly we can say that 2 to 4% people in our country also, something like this, may be allergic to one or the other foodborne allergen. In your community also, in your family also, in your colony also, if you see that you will find people who are allergic to one or the. Some people are allergic to milk, some people are allergic to peanut, something like that. Some people are allergic to wheat, eggs, soybean, tree nuts. So these 7-8 food items, they are responsible for over 90% cases. And how do we avoid this? So avoidance is very simple. Once you know that you are allergic to some, means you get an allergic reaction by eating this. So what do? You avoid that particular food. Some people are allergic to peanut, so the person will not eat peanuts. Some people are allergic to milk, the person will not consume the milk. Some persons are allergic to eggs, good, that he will not or she will not be consuming the eggs. So the disease management is by avoidance. So you can simply avoid. And now in our country also, in Europe and America and in our country also, on food items, they mention this, that this may be allergic. For example, peanuts समझो अगर आपने खरीदे supermarket में, so it is likely to carry this particular label, on the label this particular information that it may be allergic to some people. So your discretion is needed. Okay, suppose if you buy butter, so it may also carry this information on the label, on the wrapper, that it has been processed in a facility where peanuts have been, because peanuts से butter बनता है, peanuts have been processed. So this is important. In US and in Europe, they mention this so that they make sure that you know that it has been processed in a facility where peanuts have also been processed. So if you are allergic to peanut, please do not consume this. So disease management is by avoidance. Very simple. So 3 questions are asked. And what are those 3 questions? Is the novel protein, the protein which is coded by the gene, foreign gene that you have introduced in the crop plant, is an existing allergen, उसकी हिस्ट्री है क्या कोई एलर्जिक रिएक्शन की, अगर नहीं है तो दैट इज गुड. Is the newly expressed protein going to cause allergic reaction, cross reactivity? Does it have the potential? Is it likely to cause some allergic reaction? Or is the new protein likely to sensitize and become an allergen? और ये sensitize कर सकता है people को कि over a period of time they will become allergic. So ये 3 questions generally पूछे जाएंगे और उसका आंसर देना है. Procedures क्या है? How do you evaluate whether the given protein is allergic or not? So the procedure is we make use of extensive use of bioinformatics. Then if needed, we go for specific serum testing. So there are databases, there are dedicated databases which contain all the allergic proteins. The name is www.allergenonline.com. Then we have our regular database NCBI, and then you have to very extensively review the literature, scientific literature for the given protein कि उसका कोई एलर्जी कॉज करने का हिस्ट्री है क्या. Or guidelines, there are 3 major guidelines which are being followed by the different regulators. One is International Food Biotechnology Council, International Food Biotechnology Council and International Life Sciences Institute, 1996. Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, WHO Guideline 2001 और Codex Alimentarius Commission CAC Guideline 2003. ये तीनों गाइडलाइंस से जो है उसको हम एसेस कर सकते हैं. As I said, there are databases, NCBI database, SysProd, it's a highly annotated database, and there are several specialized databases. As I told you, Allergen Online is one of them. This is a very dedicated database. So, these databases are available. There are protein sequences of allergic proteins and non-allergic proteins they are stored. Now, algorithm. So, you need a algorithm so that you can match the sequence of your protein with the sequence of proteins available in the database. So there are several algorithms available. For example, FASTA is one very commonly used, BLASTP and SSearch. These are the 3 most common. I have used this FASTA. Okay, and what is algorithm? It is mentioned over here. Algorithm is a kind of computer software which helps to match the amino acid sequence of GM protein, the protein of your interest, with that of amino acid sequences of the proteins, allergic or otherwise, in the given database. So it's a computer software program which will allow you to match your sequence of your protein, amino acid sequence of your protein, with that of the amino acid sequences of proteins in the databases. Now the next thing that comes, once you match using this algorithm, you get some score, you get some result. So how do you evaluate the result? Evaluate the match, and we'll not go into the details. What we'll look for, there are 3-4 criteria that come. I'll be showing you one slide in some other lecture. We'll look for E-score. For a common man, for a novice, for a beginner, for a fresher, we'll look for E-score. Okay, it generally a low E-score with alignment over entire sequence length is significant. What is important is what you are looking for, a low E-score, 10 to the power minus 7. Lower the E-score, more matching the protein is with one or the other protein in the database, right? So it will give you lots of matches with different E-scores. So what you have to look for, you have to look for E-score where it is very low and it is showing alignment or matching over the entire amino acid sequence. Okay, so if you get very low E-score with significant alignment over the entire sequence of the protein in the database, then it is a cause of concern. Okay, otherwise you can assume that it is safe. If it is a cause of concern, then you have to go for the next step, that is you may have to go for specific serum testing. Okay, you may have to go for some other parameters. So unless you are fully satisfied that the protein, that gene is coding, that foreign gene is coding in the crop plant of your interest is not an allergen, तब तक आप ये experiments करते रहेंगे. So I think we'll stop over here and we'll continue in the third lecture, some more components of this particular assessment. If you have any questions, feel free.